So whether you call these green onions, spring onions, or scallions, you'll see these pretty heavily used in all of Asian cooking. Personally, I love this stuff, and I feel like one of the best ways that you can enjoy them is in the form of a pancake. So the green onion pancake can vary from region to region or restaurant to restaurant. There are just so many ways that you can prepare or enjoy the pancakes. And living in Toronto, we have the privilege of experiencing so many regional styles of Chinese cooking, but as far as I know, we don't have our own version of the green onion pancake, and that surprises me a little bit considering how diverse of a city we are. So let's use today as an opportunity to do a little bit of experimenting. Okay, so as a tribute to my preferred snack of choice, we're going to be making these pancakes with sour cream. Along with that, we're going to need green onions, all-purpose flour, boiled hot water, salt, pepper, I'm going to be using black and white, and your choice of fat. Today I'm going to be experimenting with melted butter, but traditionally this is made using only oil. But I've also heard that to get the flakiest results, you can try using animal lard. So get started with the flour, add the salt, add both pepper, and using either a pair of chopsticks or a wooden spoon, just mix everything together as you gradually add the boiled hot water. So it's really important that the water is hot here. The hot water helps cook the starch, which will really help improve the texture of the final product. So keep mixing for about a minute, and then you can add your sour cream. Continue to mix the dough, but soon after you're going to realize it's pretty inefficient to be using a tool for this. So at that point, just clean it off, make sure your hands are clean, and get in there with your bare hands to bring the dough together. You're eventually going to want to start kneading the dough. And what that means is you're going to push, turn, and fold the dough over itself repeatedly until you get this smooth mass. This should take you about 5 to 8 minutes. So to know that if your dough has really good hydration, it should feel sticky to the touch, but it shouldn't stick to your hands or stick to your bowl. At this point, we're going to cover the dough with a damp kitchen towel and let it rest at room temperature for an hour. So in the meantime, we're going to prep the green onions. Of course you can cut them any way that you like, but I really like to use the shredder tool because it just gives it this really rough slice, and it just seems to enhance the flavor and aromatics in this use case. So after your dough is finished the 1 hour resting time, divide it into 4 to 6 portions depending on how large you want your pancakes to be. Roll them up into balls and set them aside. Next, oil your working surface to prevent the dough from sticking to it. Begin rolling out your dough and try to get it into a long rectangular shape. You'll quickly see that I'm in need of a lot of practice with my rolling, so I can't really offer you any helpful advice here. Just try to get the dough as thin as you can without it tearing. Eventually you'll get it to a point where you can almost see through it. After that, you're going to want to generously brush the dough with your fat of choice. Again, I'm using melted butter here. Now scatter your green onions everywhere, and we're going to begin rolling up the dough lengthwise. If you find that your dough is sticking a bit to the surface, just find a flat edge like a bench scraper or a straight knife to help release the dough. So when rolling your dough, just keep in mind that it doesn't need to be too tight. Some of the space between the layers of dough will actually help create the separation when cooking the pancakes, which is usually what we're looking for. When you're done rolling up the dough, gently crimp the seam side to seal everything in. Give the seam side another brushing of the fat, and we're going to begin rolling the dough inside onto the seam side. When you get close to the end, just kind of tuck it in under, and you should end up with something that looks like a cinnamon roll. Now we can begin rolling the dough out into pancakes. Try not to roll the pancake too thin or else you're going to have trouble getting some of those layers. And also don't worry too much if the onions start bursting out of the seams. That's pretty normal, and that's okay. In contrast to my earlier efforts at rolling out dough, this turned out really good. So now we're ready to cook the pancakes. Heat some oil in a nonstick skillet at medium-low. The lower heat will help make sure that the pancakes are cooked through perfectly. So place your pancake in the skillet and we're going to cook it until it's GBD, golden brown delicious, and this should take about 4 to 5 minutes on each side. Check your pancakes regularly and adjust the heat if you think the pancakes are cooking too fast or too slow. And that's it. That's my way of making green onion pancakes. Let's give this a try now. Some things that I like to look for in a green onion pancake is that the outside is crispy and flaky, yet the inside remains soft and chewy. I do want to apologize here for not doing the best job at capturing what was on the inside, but yeah, there were definitely some layers going on here. But yeah, I feel like I just got too eager to try the pancake. Okay, so that was actually pretty good. And I really want to say that this experiment was a success. And honestly, it's not so much because the sour cream with the butter really did much to improve the flavor of the texture of the pancake. Like, in fact, it was actually pretty subtle, but it's mostly just because like this was actually really fun. And that's kind of the thing with green onion pancakes. It's like, it's something so simple, yet everyone enjoys them in a different way. Like, it's not necessarily regional based on availability or the environmental climates, it's more so just how people like to eat it. And that's really cool to me. Now, I still love the classic preparation of green onion pancakes, and I've included some links in the description below to some really great cooking videos if you want to give that a try. But I will always encourage you to experiment and try new things and just really get excited and have fun with it. I truly believe that if you have fun cooking it, people will have fun eating it. And to me, that's kind of what good food is all about. Peace.